Hello, 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 and today we're going to go over how Kotton failed Ninja. Yes, that's right. Oh my gosh, Jesse Kotton, one of my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh players of all time. If you don't know who he is, he's got 6 YCS champions, 35 tops, 40 plus Yu-Gi-Oh accolades, including the ones you've seen on here, and is probably one of the best, if not the best, Yu-Gi-Oh players I've ever seen in my life. So, what's this title all about? Well, there's a certain YCS 2023 that comes into question where he ran this deck list of ninjas. This is the deck list that he ran, and I don't know if you noticed this, but he made 3 critical mistakes, which made him not even top that YCS. He could have had something else added to his extreme belt. So again, one of the best professionals in the world when it comes to Yu-Gi-Oh! So I am no doubt trying to say that he is a bad player. I'm just trying to say that maybe even a blind squirrel can find a nut, and in this case, every dog has a bad day or something like that. And this was Jesse Kotton's bad day, one of the best Yu-Gi-Oh players. But do you notice the 3 mistakes here? I'm going to jump right into the first one right now. We're going to go right into it. Mistake number 1 was he had forgotten cards. And it's very, very hard because Jesse Kotton brought this ninja archetype that nobody else was using. So it's very, very interesting, these forgotten cards, because he had no one really to help him build this deck. And what do I mean by forgotten cards? Well, let's say you're running a deck like Mutant, or if you're running a deck like Punk. These are psychic cards that are nice low levels, so a great card to run would be an emergency teleport, because that special summons a level 3 or more psychic monster from your hand or deck, but banish it during the end phase of this turn. Well, did you know that ninjas have the same kind of emergency teleport, but it's not a card that you might think? No, 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 no. Ninja's emergency teleport is located in a card called Noble Knight Shield Bearer. Yes, that's right. What does this card do? Well, let's take a look at it here. If this card is normal summoned, blah, 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 you banish the monster, you don't need to worry about that. Draw a card. That comes in very rarely. Ninjas have a light monster. You can get a card that way with their link monster. But no, here's the real effect. You can banish this card from your hand, add a level 6 or lower Wind Beast monster from your deck to your hand. You can only use 1 Noble Knight Shield Bearer effect per turn, only once per turn. So you're going to use it for this banishing effect, right? To banish the Noble Knight Shield Bearer. And what you're going to do is you're going to add a card called Baku the Beast Ninja. Yes, that is a Wind Beast that is less than level 6. So you add that to your hand. And Baku has the Poplar, the Snake Eye Poplar effect, where if he's added to the hand, you can special summon it, and you can add a spell from your graveyard to your hand, which is pretty cool. You can target a ninja, actually, too, or a ninja spell from your graveyard and add it to your hand. Very, very cool. So, what's really good, too, about that is there is a nice loop and causal connection between the two, where Iron Digger, which is a good equip card, it can equip to a monster, banish something, so you could banish the Baku in the grave, and then when that card goes back, Baku comes back and gets you the Iron Digger. And also, actually, if you have Ninjutsu Art of Mastery, that card gets you 2 cards, so you could do like an infinite, it's basically an infinite loop that these 3 cards set up. Very, very good. I can show you examples of that later, but I don't want to go into too much because I still want to focus on the forgotten cards that Jesse Kotton forgot. So that Noble Knight Shield Bearer being one of the biggest cards, it's the emergency teleport to the deck, and that is located nowhere in his deck. Second of all, he forgot about Boral Sword Dragon. When you combined it with this ninjutsu art tool, you effectively make Boral Solar Dragon a ninja. And when Mizan is out on the field, all of your ninja monsters can directly attack. So what you do is you go into Boral Solar Dragon, which is very easy to do. Ninja's very good at flooding the fields, so the fact that it is only a link 4 is not that big a deal at all. You go into the Mizan and Boral Sword, and Mizan, you attack with Mizan, and then you attack twice with Boral Sword. Mizan has 2,500 attack, and Mizan also allows all ninjas again to attack directly. Very, very strong effect. And so that's an OTK if you get that, and that's just a really good combo to have. And you can see here again, when we talk about the deck list in question, he did not have Boral Sword, and he even had the Cross Sheep, which is even good for link climbing into the Boral Sword. Here is his full deck list, and he ran this card here, which is cost 2 level 4 ninjas. He could have easily took out. Very, very hard to get 2 level 4s because the only level 4s he's running are these Hanzos. Anyways, let's continue with his second mistake, and that's the deadly playset math that I've talked about before. He ran too many playsets, and for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, I have a video on this. In the video, I go deep dive into the math where I talk about running playsets and how having too many playsets is deadly. It basically turns your 5-card hand into a 4-card hand. And the easiest way I can explain it, I will link this video at the end of it, and I will also link it in that section too, so you could see it as well if you want to jump to that. But the simplest way I could do it is explaining it like a birthday paradox, right? So here's something funny. By the way, if you're in a room of 23 people, there's at least, right, you and 22 others, there's at least a 50-50 chance of 2 people in that room sharing the same birthday. And when we even go up to a room of 75 people, there's a 99.9 chance of at least 2 people matching. And I know that sounds crazy and absurd considering there's 365 days, but that's how the math works. And it works the same thing with playsets. When you have so many playsets, the odds starts increasing that you're going to result in a matching one. In fact, you don't want to run more than 7 hard once per turn playsets, because some playsets aren't hard once per turn, so that's fine. So they don't really affect anything. But a hard once per turn playset, you don't want to run more than 7 of them. Actually, I would even say that's kind of close. You probably don't even want to run more than 6 of those playsets. But yeah, let's look at how many Jesse Kotton has. Now he is running a 42 card deck, so maybe yeah, the 7 playsets is fine. But he has the Ash Blossoms, that's 1. The Mitsus is 2. Nibiru is 3, Hanzo is 4, Tabari is 5, the Book of Ninjutsu Art is 6, the Pots are 7, and the Dancing Leaves are 8. Now, I'm not counting these 3 right here, right? Because these are not hard once per turn. But you know what? Even we can consider this being 9, because even though Book of Eclipse is not a hard once per turn, what it does is it flips everything down, face down, and then at the end of the turn it flips everything up. So you're really going to only use that once anyways. So that's technically, even though it's not a hard once per turn, can even, if you really want to finagle it, be part of that. And he is running a lot of traps here, ninja traps, which is a lot as well. So that is another mistake right there. That's mistake number 2. Again, if you want to see that video, I'll have it. I'll link it at the end. Third mistake he did is running his Kashtira preparations. YCS Vegas 2023, Kashtira was the big dog to beat. And what he's doing is, look at this, 1, 2, 3 cards are very crucial to ninjas that he's running only 1 of. And Kashtira has these deadly effects where if you're leaving these key cards at 1, if he goes with a Rise Heart or Ogre, and you do an effect, he has cards that will permanently banish those cards face down. You have to get lucky and dodge. You have to be like Neo from the Matrix and dodge your cards getting permanently banished face down. There's no way to recover from that. Or Ogre can hunt and destroy. Same thing with his extra deck. He's running those good at multiple copies, so that's fine there. But again, so Kashtira Fenrir is not going to be, Unicorn won't be a problem. Fenrir might be a problem too later on if that manages to banish his equip card. But Ogre, again, can go deep diving, and getting one of these cards is deadly. Plus, don't forget they have the continuous spell that can, if you activate a spell, that will banish 3 from your graveyard. So that's very, very deadly for ninjas. Anyways, let's go into some replays so I can show you what I'm talking about here. Jumping into some master gameplay here, right? We're going against some Japanese or Chinese. We're going to put to use already the Noble Knight Shield Bearer. We can see here the card that Jesse Kotton forgot about, how it's coming to effect. If we didn't have that card, we would not be able to make this play. We go right into Ninja Grandmaster Saizu. I'm not afraid of an Ash because I have Called by the Grave. So I'm going to go for the greedy play here real quick. I did not have to choose the card I did. I could have chose in the Notebook instead, but because I have the Called by the Grave, I feel confident I could play under Ash, and so I have both of these. So that's why I'm going for the double bubble here, because then I could turn this, and I can make this into whatever I turn. So I'm probably going to do a YuGiOh with that, make a YuGiOh level 8, and make 8 guys worth of stuff. And I feel good because I have Called by the Grave. Let's see what we're up against here. And we're up against none other than YuBell. Of course, YuBell is plaguing the decks, rated #1 right now according to Master Duel Meta. Let's see what we do against that. So he's going to start off his plays. 1 for 1. We know he's going for that. So right here is where I'm talking about. We're going to go for YuGiOh. YuGiOh's going to turn both of those face down, but oh no, he's got a Grave Squirmer. He's going to use that to dodge my YuGiOh. He's going to target smartly his thing, and my YuGiOh now only gets to put one person face down, but that's okay. I can go for the greedy play here, get 4 cards faced from the field that add up to 8, right? 1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 3 equals 8. And what's good about this is now I have a negate with Mitsu. If I fuse with Green Ninja, I have a book. I have a fusion on demand. I also have the Called by the Grave set up. So I have a lot of good stuff here going on. And I'm going to get a draw by Baku. He's going to Called by the Grave my Tabari. That's going to turn off my Tabari, which means I now need to immediately fuse. Otherwise, my Tabari's turned off. So I'm going to fuse right now. And so now I have a couple of options to go. I can either go for the Grave Squirmer, or I can go for the continuous spell there, because what I'm going to make is this Armor Ninja. The Armor Ninja gets to banish a card, right? So my Tabari is going to get banished, but I got the fusion effect off, and this guy's already queued up to get me a card here. But I'm not going to be able to get that. I'm choosing the Grave Squirmer because the Grave Squirmer, if that card somehow gets into the graveyard, he can revive the Samsara D Lotus, and I don't want that. And he's going to use this card anyways. He's going to discard a Fiend Monster, and I don't mind that here because in my hand I have the Great and Mighty Ghost, Ogre, and Snow Rabbit. I've been advocating for this card for a long time now. It's very good, very powerful, especially against Voiceless Voice, Bell. They use a number of continuous spells, so not only does that stop it, it negates it, destroys it. Well, actually it doesn't negate, I'm sorry, bad terminology. It resolves without effect. But you can see here now I'm in full control. I don't even need to worry about Fan of Bell. I still have my Called by the Grave now, which I'm saving for that. I'm generating extreme advantage with that deadly top deck. And now I can show you the combo where you put a ninjutsu art tool on something that you plan on getting rid of, and then you summon the Baku back and it starts an endless loop. Anyways, that's gone. He's just going to quit out before I can show you the endless loop, but that's the endless loop, and that's the power of Noble Knight Shield Bearer Ninja. All of this is thanks to that card that Jesse Kotton forgot. All right, this next match is very, very important because I'm going to show you what to do. I don't have that great a hand, and I'm against Labyrinth, but I'm going to show you why we need 2 YuGiOhs. We need to run 2 YuGiOhs. Absolutely imperative, and this is going to showcase why. So I'm up against Labyrinth. Labyrinth known for generating advantage, but maybe I could generate a little advantage back with Maxi. No, not really. This is not going to be a Maxi wins the game. Don't worry about that for those who are cringing and saw it in the deck. My Maxi gets negated by Called by the Grave. So now I'm in a bit of a pickle, as they call it, because I don't have that great a hand, and now he's going to get Lovely to the field. Lovely is not only going to be able to pop one of my cards, he's also going to get his advantage back. For those of you that don't know, Labyrinth, every time something comes off of the field, all of the furniture pieces get to come back, and when the furniture pieces come back, they get to add more Labyrinth pieces. When the Labyrinth pieces get added, all of this. But I'm able to summon a monster with Ninjutsu Art Notebook. So I summoned the YuGiOh because it had 29 defense, and that would have been able to, we just break even there. Now he's got Chaos Angel. No doubt he wants to banish my YuGiOh, but I'm not going to let that happen. I'm going to combo it with the Dancing Leaves. You are the dancing leaves, young and sweet, getting me Baku the Beast Ninja. Baku, of course, getting me back Ninjutsu Art Notebook. Probably sung that song for too long. He's getting rid of his own Maxi. Why? Because he did turn it off with his Called by the Grave, but also probably because the other card in his hand was too important. And funny enough, I drew my own Called by the Grave, so maybe he had a mysterious premonition that I was going to draw that. Welcome, Labyrinth. I mistakenly make a mistake by accident. I chain my Dancing Leaves. That's going to actually, because they're tied to each other, it's going to foolishly send my Baku to the graveyard. I got a little scared, a little jumpy. I was not ready for that. I needed to hold that for, I thought he was going to bring something else, and I thought he was going to do something different. So I make a blunder. Now, because of my blunder, he gets a Silver Castle, and I'm put even further behind against the Labyrinth player, which almost certainly spells death. And look at all the advantage now he's going to be gaining. And not only this, now I have to end my turn. I also was holding on to a Called by the Grave because I was thinking that he was going to, oh, here it is. I'm thinking that he's going to do something, so I ended my turn without setting my Called by the Grave. I thought for sure he was going to be able to combo something with this, and I would have chained Called by the Grave so he doesn't get the advantage with Lady, but no, he didn't do that either, so now I'm stuck with a Called by that Grave in my hand. Well, I could have had another one on the field, and he's just pounding me an advantage, and he's winning the mind game right now. Certainly playing, and he like knows what I'm trying to do. It's almost like he can see my cards. He's got map hacks and sees what I'm going to do. And not only that, now he's going to banish another one of my cards, so I have to use it. I have to use my notebook. I need that. And what am I going to get? Well, I got to get this green ninja here, which is kind of like a Book of Moon, and I'll get my ninjutsu art tool. That's going to be able to get a banished monster back, but I don't have any banished monsters. I'm going to use this Dancing Leaves now on my green ninja, so Book of Moon a card, and I'm also going to use the Gravity Ninja now to Book of Moon 2 cards. He's bringing back one card to his hand, and of course, being Labyrinth is, as Labyrinth does, for every one card I get, maybe to even get an advantage, he's going to get 4 cards. He's like the legendary Hydra of the Greek myth. For every one head we chop off, 3 more grow back. For every one card I deal with, he gets 3 more. So, and that's the deadliness, and that's why Labyrinth is such a powerhouse in this game. Very, very tough, very, very hard to overcome. But I do at least get my YuGiOh, the Gravity Ninja's effect off, and I do put these 2 cards face down. What's cool is these 2 cards are now permanently face down. And so I might have a small victory there, but I don't even know what he's doing at this point. You can see he's just gaining cards. And what's funny is I actually could have stopped him from gaining a card there by chaining my Dancing Leaves to it to bring it back to the hand. But I'm actually struggling because even though it looks like we're turn 4, we're having a deadly game of mind games. I'm under time pressure, and again, he's beating me mentally down. I'm not in the right frame of mind, and not only is he beating me down, now he banishes one of my YuGiOhs as punishment, and oh my gosh, at least I have, remember, that second YuGiOh, so necessary. That's what I said, if one of them gets banished, you need a second copy for things like this. So I have 1 copy in the graveyard, 1 is now banished, and you can get banished YuGiOhs back by the Ninjutsu art tool. Remember, I was telling you about that before. But he's generating so much advantage. He's got an imperm. He doesn't use it here because he has Droll and Lockbird, and he thinks that's going to counter me. But little does he know, ninjas are not countered by Droll and Lockbird. I'm just going to set cards from my deck directly to the field. Same thing with this Hidden Village will now start protecting my cards. I can now finally maybe start fighting back here. I do have to worry. Notice how I'm scared of him getting back his lovely Labyrinth, so I'm going to chain my Called By to that. He can get anything but that. It's like Aladdin. Touch nothing but the lamp. Get nothing, get anything you want but Lady Labyrinth. So I'm going to just get that out right there. And remember, I get because my equip card goes away, I'm going to get a YuGiOh back. But again, the Hydra strikes again. For every 1 card advantage I get, he's going to get back 3 cards because he's got all 3 of his furnitures in rotation. And there's nothing I can do about it. And on top of that, he's getting his trap cards back. But I do have the 2 YuGiOhs, and now I have Mizan the Battle Ninja. Remember, he still has Infinite Impermanence, so I'm holding it because I'm waiting for him to use Infinite Impermanence to chain my Battle Ninja to, so he doesn't get another advantage with Lady Labyrinth. Remember, Lady Labyrinth, if you don't know, is a when effect. It's a when effect, so when a normal trap card is activated at the bottom here, you could set 1 normal trap. That's why I'm trying to save as much as I can responses to him. He's going to directly chain now Max C, and I'm going to use Ninjutsu Art Notebook there. I was hoping to maybe hold it again to chain against Lady Labyrinth, but I had to use it there. Using the YuGiOhs too, I have to keep bringing out these YuGiOhs because they have so much defense, and these 2 YuGiOhs are really putting in the work, and you can see here why those 2 YuGiOhs, and I can't tell you enough why you need to run 2 YuGiOhs in your deck, and I think it's definitely a big blunder of Jesse Kotton to have only 1, especially in that Kashtira format, when the Kashtiras will banish your only copy of the 1 YuGiOh face down permanently, and there's nothing you can do to get it back. At least here, he's generating tons of advantage, by the way. I don't know if you saw this. Wow, he got rid of my Mizan the Battle Ninja with Underworld Goddess, bouncing back one of my YuGiOhs to the hand, and now going for the kill here, making a Chaos Angel here. Surely I'm going to be defeated, but no, he's choosing to banish my Ninjutsu Art of Dancing Leaves, so I get to combo it, finally, bring it back to the hand. And what's crazy now is he ends his turn here, end phase. What that means is he probably had 1 second left in his turn. So keep in mind, while he is generating all of this advantage, I now see a win condition, a potential he's struggling versus time because he could have attacked. By the way, this guy would have lived that attack by, I would have been able to banish something. He would have attacked again, so I would have been good. So maybe that's why he didn't attack us and he was running low on time. But I need to know that now. By the way, I'm also low on time as well. We're having a super slobber knocker, and what I am going to do is slobber knock 2 of these cards face down. Because a card is coming up, I get to do that. He's going to chain infinite impermanence, oh no, to my YuGiOh the Gravity Ninja, but that's fine because I'm going to dodge it. And not only am I going to dodge it with Ninjutsu Art of Duplication, again, now I get to put down 8 levels worth of monsters out on the field. So finally, I get to generate my supreme advantage. And not only do I get to generate all of this advantage, I now also get to generate 1 card back thanks to the Hidden Village. Hidden Village, a godsend here. I get to put 2 more cards face down permanently. Get a guy back from the graveyard. He's chaining that. Underworld Goddesses, you can't get cards back from the graveyard. I'm going to attempt to negate it, but Underworld Goddess is not affected by cards that don't target it, so he does stop me. But you know what? I do have a card that targets you. Yadamasu, the Armor Ninja, or Yagarasu, I'm sorry, the Armor Ninja here will banish you permanently. And finally, he uses his Daruma Karma Cannon, but I really don't care about Daruma Karma Cannon because my cards operate so well when they're face down that I don't care. So go ahead. I'm going to have a face-up Tabari so I can fuse on your turn. He only has 1 card that he can use because everything is face down permanently. So with the 2 YuGiOhs, I locked him and came from behind a comeback victory despite my errors I was making. And that's how you do it with 2 YuGiOhs, and that's why you need 2 YuGiOhs in your deck. Now, here's the deck list that I ran for those 2 replays that you saw here. You can notice, let's analyze my deck list now and compare it to Jesse Kotton's. You'll see here my playsets first. I'm running 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 playsets, right? I'm running 6, so I'm following the line of we don't want to run more than 6 playsets because, again, if we're running more playsets, what we're doing is we're turning our 5-card hands into 4. In fact, the math says if you have 7 playsets, every 1 in 3 games, you're turning your 5-card hand into a 4-card hand. And there's that video that I'll link at the end of this to show it. So I'm running 6 playsets. Also, I get to cheat with Maxi because this is Master Duel, so I'm not going to comment on him running that. This is just how I was running it. Again, I have the luxury of running some cards that he didn't have options to run, like SP Little Knight, some stuff like that. But again, the replays I have, those cards didn't come into effect, which is why I wanted to show you that. I like running these 2 Daruma Karma Cannons to flip things face down. I like that much better than the Book of Eclipse. Again, I'm running 1 copy of the trap here because what happens is if you run this, let's say, and you only have like these guys in your hand, they're not worth a lot of levels, and you can only special summon with the amount of levels in monsters that you have. So really, that's only good with your Hanzos and your YuGiOhs anyways. So you really want to only run that at 1, and you have so many cards that can retrieve it anyways from the different locations. This is fine to run at 1. And also I'm running 2 of these because, again, they bounce back and forth and they can do a lot of combos that way. So this is how my deck runs a little different. I'm forced to run 1 pot. So maybe if pot was at 3, I would take the 3 pots and probably bring the shield bearer down to 2. Just so, again, so I'm within the 6 playset rule. If I was playing in the TCG, that's how I would do it. And of course, I would have Maxi. I would probably, again, have like some more hand traps. These would probably be Ash Blossoms. I'm currently not running Ash Blossoms in this deck list because this is the deck list I'm anticipating to run as well for the Duelist Cup that's coming up, I believe, in September 2024. So that is why I'm not doing that. I'm not running Ash Blossoms too because of Snake Eyes. I'm expecting to see a lot of there, and they really make my Ash Blossoms work against me, but I'm still running my hand traps. And Ghost Ogre, again, such a good pertinent hand trap to use. So that's the deck list I'm using here. But I have one more surprise for you too. Before I show you that surprise, I do want to talk about how I've been doing statistics pretty much all my life since 2023. Honor statistics student in college, tutoring statistics in college. Then I went on to law school where I do legal analysis, stuff like that. So I've continued my law school education. Then even in October 2023-19, I passed the New York State bar exam, one of the hardest tests that someone can take a very, very hard test. I did not do it on the first try, though. It did take me a couple of tries to pass that, one of the very, very difficult tests. But what I'm saying is, when it comes to numbers, I know my shiitake mushrooms. So I usually, if you want my services, it costs $100 an hour. And here I'm giving my mathematics and deck building tips to you guys for free. And here's just a little snippet of my duels. I do also have a lot of experience too. If you do the math here of all the duels I have, I do about 6 duels per day. Very, very crazy with the amount of duels I've been playing Master Duel. Look at that, for 904 days. I had a login streak of 196. You can see I do know what I'm talking about. I don't have the accolades that Jesse Kotton has. And again, he can run circles around me. No doubt about that. I do have one more surprise for you that I do want to show you that's very, very interesting. Oh, one replay. But I just want to say that, again, I'm no means going to say that I am compared to Jesse Kotton in his caliber, especially with his play style. But I do want to say, when it comes to deck building, I do have a certain knowledge that when it comes to the statistics, that's very good. So to recap, before I show you this one special replay I have, no more than 7 hard points per playsets. We're going to scrutinize these meta deck cards, right? So the Kashtira was the play there. Here, again, my deck list that I'm looking forward to, I'm taking out my Ash Blossoms because I'm preparing for Snake Eyes. So I'm scrutinizing the meta deck. No more than 7 hard ones per turn playsets, and have fun deck building. Remember, find those forgotten cards. Let's see what people are doing. And by the way, if you want more math and stuff like this, subscribe and join our Discord. We have a lot of cool things. We can analyze your deck list for you in that. And now, here's my final surprise. I have one more video I want to show you about Kashtira. This last replay is really special. Look at this. October 2024, 2023 I have of last year. Jumping into this old replay here. Look at this. We're going to speed up. We're going against none other than, it's perfect, Kashtira back in the day. Look at this. This is Kashtira full power minus Diablosis, because Diablosis was banned. But they have full power here going into that. And he's got Shangri-La Birth. I don't know how many births were legal at this time. I believe it's all 3 because it's full power cash. And I have ninjas. Gonna target the Kashtira with my equip spell here, and also the Grandmaster. Now, the reason why I'm targeting that early is because, remember, Kashtira Birth, if I activate that while I have cards, it's going to banish it. So I wanted to activate that card early while I had no cards in the banish zone. Again, I'm activating my magical cards first, my spell cards, so that this way there's nothing to banish, and he's not going to use that effect. I'm trying to make it so that he won't use Birth. Using the Noble Knight Shield Bearer, by the way, to get me Baku the Green Ninja. Now, Baku the Green Ninja, or Baku the Beast Ninja, is going to combo with the Green Ninja. I'm going to go into this armor to banish a card. Again, that card scares me the most because that's permanent. And Green Ninja, by the way, you don't have to use it to target your own card, to target enemy cards. I'm targeting my own cards with Ninja, which is a Book of Moon. So, take a look at this. I'm going to flip up my own card, and YuGiOh is going to permanently face down banish. Now, here's what I'm talking about, that infinite loop, that infinite recursion. When that card goes to the grave, I can special summon a card, or I could add it to my hand and special summon it and get a card back. But here we go. I'm going to add Baku, just special summon it. And now I'm going to go into my Nightmare Phoenix. Yes, that's right. This is, remember, this is 2023 of last year. Nightmare Phoenix to destroy a card. Probably now that would be SP Little Knight. But either way, funny enough, Jesse Kotton was not running this card either. And this is a great card to get rid of back row, especially because Kashtira and a lot of stun players do run a lot of back row, Flu especially too. So I don't know why. I don't think I saw a Phoenix in his deck either. That would have been a great card for him to have. But anyways, I'm not going to comment on that. I'm going to comment on this duel. He's going to get a birth back that I thought was banished permanently, but nope, he's getting it back. I'm going to use my ninjutsu art of duplication here on Baku, giving me level 3 levels worth of ninjas here. I'm going to go for the 1 and the 2, and I have a green ninja, so I have a negate, and I have a Tabari. But I'm not going to use the negate because, more importantly, right now I need to get the banish off. I really don't want him to do anything else, so I'm going to make sure I banish this. This Scare Claw is very deadly for me. And by the way, I'm going to flip this guy face down as well. The more cards I could flip face down, the better. I don't want him to get level 2, level 7s out on the field. So I'm doing that. And now here's what I was talking about, where the Ghost Ogre is going to banish a card. He chose to permanently banish my There Can Only Be One. So very, very deadly. Getting his card back, crashing into my guy. And let's see where we go from here. Again, that's why you don't like to play one-ofs against the Kashtira. Now, here's a card I like to run, the Karma Cannon, over the books and stuff, because, again, Karma Cannon can most certainly make use of a lot of stuff. And here's another fun fact. Art of Duplication can take a card that's face down from your opponents and make sure that it's negated, but he's going to negate mine with his Infinite Permanence because it was in the same card, so good move by him. I'm going to go into a Sprite Elf. Now, Sprite Elf is, I believe, banned in the TCG, but I can go do a little Sprite Elf combo and go into a Gigantic Sprite. Not that crazy of a combo here, but it's good enough for Master Duel. Again, it allows you to go into Zeus for later plays, but I just needed some buys on the field. I want to get another Ninja with this, but what I'm going to do is permanently put down his cards with Daruma Karma Cannon. I saw he had a 3 and a 7. That's almost certainly going to go into Baron de Flor. And now he's going to get another 7 back on the field. He's trying to either get 2 7s or try to get a 10. Now I know he's got his Ash Blossom out, but that, unfortunately, he still gets to flip open that one, go into a Dark Armed Dragon of Annihilation, so I couldn't stop him from going into everything that I wanted to. The Dark Armed Dragon now is also going to go into a Zeus. Now remember, 2 of his cards are useless, so it looks like he's just going to banish everything to leave me in a very bad position here. That is pretty cool that the effect comes through, even though the effect is... That's a new addition to the thing, considering this is an old replay. I don't have much. I'm going to put my Maxi face down to protect me here, because I know if he gets another card out on the field, it's death to me. But what's not death to me is, if I use a face down card with that, I can get another card here, adding Baku back to the hand with my Grandmaster Hanzo, and Baku's going to be able to make me grab a card from my graveyard. I'm going to go for the Notebook of Mastery here, and maybe try to make a little bit of a comeback here. Here comes Kashtira, gaining his advantage back over and over again. He's like the Energizer Bunny. Now he gets to normal summon a card. He has 2 level 7s, plus he has his Kashtira Theosis now. I'm looking to be in a heap of trouble. What's he going to do with this? He's going to go into another Shangri-La, or whatever how you say that word. And now he's getting huge advantage with Kashtira, and all I have to my name is this Ninjutsu Art Notebook, banishing 3 more cards from the top of my deck. Again, that's why it's deadly to run crucial one-ofs that you need. I have to dodge bullets like Neo from the Matrix, but what else I have to dodge is now everything is going to be banished because he has an Arise Heart, and he has another Kashtira Shangri-La. I am in deep, deep trouble, plus another face down, which I don't know what is. A dead draw for me because I drew a notebook. Remember, I'm probably only running 5 playsets here, but I still ran into the playset trap. See, that's why it's deadly when you're running all of these playsets. But maybe I can make something of it because I'm going to use the Hidden Village here. He's going to start banishing cards, but I have to play these. And he's basically making a very hard time. He has Big Bang, which is going to banish everything, so I can't even get the bonus effects of my cards. I only get to leave a couple cards now on the field. Only my face down cards stay. At least I get to keep Hidden Village here. And he's just now going to pummel me with the advantage he's getting from Kashtira Arise Heart, and there's nothing I can do. Generating continuous advantage. Remember, this is mastered gameplay. We know what we're doing here, and this guy certainly knows what he's doing. He sees my Hidden Village of Ninjutsu Arts, which is key to getting more advantage and permanently banishing it. And of course, now he's going to get another one of his cards added to his collection. There's nothing I could do. All I could do is put some face down cards. All I can do now, though, is maybe get a YuGiOh here. Remember, I believe that's my second YuGiOh. That's why we need the YuGiOhs here. That is my second copy of YuGiOh. And I'm showing you, Jesse Kotton, this is why you need to run 2 YuGiOhs in your decks, especially versus Kashtira. See how it's coming into effect here. But now he's permanently going to banish that one, leaving me with only Ninjutsu Art Notebook to my name. But I do have at least 2 of his cards permanently face down banished. I'm going to get the Ninjutsu Art Tool critical for me to gain some kind of advantage back, but he's going to permanently banish my last Geo. So even though I did have 2 Geos, they both ended up getting permanently banished. And I'm not running 3 because that's way too much. But I now have to play without my Geos. And those are my permanent banishes. He's going to try to target my Dancing Leaves, but here's the advantage of ninjas. The hidden advantage is people sometimes don't know how to play against it, and that's always a good advantage. You could dodge cards. That's Ninja's specialty. I'm going to try to, again, permanently banish that Kashtira Birth, connecting a card to attaching it to him, because when I destroy it, I'm going to get the Baku back. This is that endless loop I'm talking about. Baku's going to special summon, and I'm going to get a card back. But now here, I'm not choosing to get my spell cards. I'm going to go into, instead, a card because I had another summon. I'm going to now, these cards are permanently face down banished, coming back, deep drilling. The comeback here. What's he going to do? Probably with a Dark Ruler no more in his hand, just maybe showing it off because that's not really going to do anything. He's got 1 card left and he can't do anything. And that's everything coming full circle. The combo with the Baku, the Noble Knight Shield Bearer that we used early, and the reason why we use 2 Geos, and it's just so crazy how everything came full circle and we won. Again, like and subscribe if you like videos like this. See you guys next time. Bye.